An ETH increase would allow us to fund emergency winter shelter next year for people who could otherwise freeze to death. These funds can save lives.
An increase in ETH funding would mean that here at Hesed House, we could utilize increased overflow shelter off-site for families to make sure that we never have to have a wait list for men, women, and kiddos in our family shelter.
An increase in ETH funding will allow us to continue to serve families and individuals as they rebuild their lives and work toward a permanent housing solution.
And ETH funding could help save lives. Here at South Suburban PADS in suburban Cook County, we serve over 100 people per night in emergency shelter, and yet we have 200 people on a waiting list. Please help support an increase in ETH funding so that we can help people get off the streets, have a warm place to stay so they can be safe.
Housing Action Illinois supports an increase for the Emergency and Transitional Housing Program to reduce the shortage of more than 5,000 emergency shelter beds around the state, to keep people safe and help get them on the path to getting permanent housing.
An increase in ETH funding would allow us to continue to house people in the hotels during the coldest months of the year, and would also support our interim housing program so that people don't have to sleep on the streets.
An increase in ETH funding will allow us to serve more families in transitional housing where they can stabilize as they work towards a permanent housing solution.
An increase in ETH funding will help us to serve the most vulnerable and lower the risk of someone dying to winter exposure.